What's up guys, today we're going to be going over the new Beyond Light LMG Thermal Erosion, and we will be breaking down how to get this weapon and overall how good it is in PvE, and more importantly be talking about this perk right here, Wellspring, which is kills with this weapon and generate ability energy. The energy is divided between your uncharged abilities. Before we get into the video, today and tomorrow are the last 2 days my G Fuel code will be 30% off, so go ahead and click the link in the description and comments, which will take you to their store and automatically apply my discount code for you. If you want to try something out, this will be the best opportunity for you to do so. Anyways, let's go ahead and begin with the video. First, how to get this LMG. Well, this week you can do the Warrior Empire Hunt, which will reward this LMG, and this quest line will have a few steps. The first one will be random. There's a few different ones you can get. The one I got is just getting 35 fallen kills on a certain area. And once you do that, you then have to do one of those platoon style events where you have to draw out like the boss, and that will be on the right side of the map every single time. And once you do that, that takes a few minutes and kill the main boss. You can then start the Empire Hunt, which will reward the LMG. And you can start this Empire Hunt right next to where you just killed the previous boss, up here around the corner. Then all you have to do is play through that Empire Hunt, which is extremely cool. I'm a huge fan of these Empire Hunts. They're pretty much just strikes, to be honest. So we have multiple new strikes in the game and people don't really even realize it. Then once you're done with that hunt, all you have to do is go back to Barracks and get the LMG and hope that you get a good roll. And as you saw, every single time you farm this weapon, it costs 40 of these pieces, which come from pretty much anything you do on Europa. And the way we farm for them was doing the daily 1250 lost sector. And this will reward 10 per completion and only take roughly 4 minutes. But you only get 10 for your first 3 completions of the day. And after that, it goes back to only getting 3. And honestly, I haven't messed with this economy enough to know what is the best way to farm for them. I would imagine as we upgrade the different tiers of the sabotage, there'll be more and more ways to farm for this and more efficiently. But as right now, I'm not quite sure what that is because I just simply haven't put that much time into it. So if there's anyone that does know a really good farm for these pieces, please go ahead and leave a comment and upvote it if you see it. Now moving on to the review of the weapon and perks. The first thing I want to talk about is the Wellspring perk. Once again, this is where kills with this weapon generate ability energy. The energy is divided between your uncharged abilities. So if we go ahead and look at what that means, if we just throw our grenade and get kills with the weapon, as we count the kills it takes, we're at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and at 8 we pretty much have our entire grenade. And if we compare that to the exact same LMG with Demolitionist instead, and see how many kills it takes to get our grenade, doing the exact same thing again and throwing our grenade and counting the kills, once again 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Once again, we pretty much have our grenade on the 8th kill. So it takes the exact same amount of kills to get your grenade with both Demo and Wellspring, but the thing with Wellspring is it also works with not just your grenade. So now doing it with our melee, for this ability is going to take 10 kills to get my full charge back, and that's going to be because this recharge rate is based off your base cooldown, which gets lowered by whatever tier your ability is. So for Discipline I have tier 10, but for Strength I only had tier 1, and that is why the melee took several more kills. But then we do it with my class ability and counting the kills once again, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then on our 9th kill, we now have our entire rift back. And that one only took 1 more kill than our grenade, which makes sense because the base cooldown of tier 10 recovery is only slightly less than that of the grenade. So at tier 10, it took roughly 8 or 9 kills to get our full ability back, which is roughly 11% per kill. But the thing about this perk is you can do multiple abilities at once. So we try with our grenade and class ability at the same time, counting the kills once again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and we have both of our abilities back. So at tier 10 in both the recovery and discipline areas, it took 13 kills to get both of them back, which means we're getting roughly 8% of each ability per kill, or 16% in total because it's doing both of the abilities at once. Then we can also do the same thing with all 3 of our abilities. And for this one, I'm going to stop the kill count once we get our rift back, because of the fact that my strength is at tier 1. If it was at tier 10 just like the other 2, it would be pretty similar. And this one should take obviously the most amount of kills because it's being spread between all 3 abilities. And as you see, we got a grenade and then we finally got a rift, and that was 18 kills, so roughly 5.5% of each ability per kill. But since we're getting all 3 abilities at once, it's technically like 16.6% per kill. So not only is Wellspring insanely good at getting one ability back, it's actually more efficient to do 2 or 3 at the same time. So it's literally demo for whatever ability you want. Then on top of that, you can do multiple abilities at the same time, which makes it even better. So this perk is just all around way better than demo and actually insane. And you can get this perk on a handful of different weapons this season. The 3 I want to note is first this LMG, which we're doing in this video. Then the second one is the High Albedo, which is a 3-round burst kinetic sidearm, which are in my opinion the best sidearms in the entire game. And I believe it's going to be the first one that is kinetic, usually they're energy. And you can get this perk on it, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Then the last one will be the Deafening Whisper, which is a wave frame style grenade launcher just like Martyr's Retribution, but it's void and can come with this perk. So I have all kinds of insane ideas for those 2 different weapons once we get our hands on them, so definitely look forward to that. And overall, any gun with this perk I'm definitely going to be trying out. And now looking at some of the other perks on this LMG, as we mentioned, it can get Demolitionist, which as we saw, Wellspring is pretty much just better in every single way. Then the second perk I want to look at is going to be Dragonfly, and you can pair that with Dragonfly Spec, which will increase the radius of explosions. And you could get a similar LMG from the Crown of Sorrow raid, and that LMG was pretty much just a baby Thunderlord. So this LMG is obviously very good. And the thing about it, since it's solar, you can pair that with Wrath of Rasputin, which means solar splash damage can create Warmind cells. Pair that with Global Reach to enhance the radius explosions of those Warmind cells. And pretty much what you get is an LMG with insanely good ad clear that then creates Warmind cells on top of that, which are the best ad clear in the entire game. So this build is really good for ad clear, obviously. So overall, looking at the best rolls on this LMG, I would say you want a pin and mag for the 89 mag size, I believe it is. Then in the left slot, you pretty much just want field prep for the extra reserves, then also the increased reload speed while crouching. Then in the right slot, I would recommend Dragonfly with Dragonfly Spec. Then you can also get Demolitionist, but there's also Wellspring as we showed off, and Wellspring is pretty much just better in every single way. So those would be the 2 rolls I would recommend: field prep Dragonfly, then also field prep Wellspring. The Dragonfly roll will be really good for ad clear, especially if you have Wrath of Rasputin. Then the Wellspring roll will be better for builds that take advantage of all of your abilities, especially the stasis builds. So overall, this LMG is extremely good. It's one of 3 LMGs that are left in the game that haven't been sunset. And besides the Seraph one that you can't get anymore, I would say this is the best one. So I would definitely hunt down those 2 rolls I mentioned. And in the future, I'm going to be getting more weapons with the Wellspring perk. And I have a lot of insanely good ideas for builds with those different weapons. Anyways, this video showed off why Wellspring is now my favorite perk in the entire game. My favorite perk before was Demolitionist, and that's pretty much what I use on most of my primaries and some specials. And I always wanted a perk that works with melee energy, and we finally got that, and it's way more than I could ever dream of. It's capable of doing all the abilities at once, or whichever one you want, so you can really use this perk in so many different ways. And overall, I'm just a huge fan of how they designed this perk. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the video. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.